Hello, everyone. This is our second annually talk about very important subjects. We are a member of Michael Newton Institute. My name is Rifa Hodgson, and I will lead this hour today. I am with my three colleagues, Diane, Sanella, and Rita, and all together, we will be working this hour with you, and we will try to do our best to answer your questions. This topic is when Earth does not feel like home. This is very touchy subject. I ask this subject to be presented, and I ask to lead this subject because personally it's very touchy subject for me too. So today, by doing this, we're addressing few things. It's time to do it. We have more and more souls on earth who are coming from a different places of the universe. They are coming to help, to experience, to try something else. And they end up in an environment that is much more tougher than they would expect. And the confusion of being in this environment create turmoil in them. And you know, everything is energy, so this turmoil is spreading. So we will try to address it. Also, it's a very important time for me because I was certified in 2005, and I have been doing my work as a Life Between Lives Facilitator since then. But I kept myself so quiet. I did not want to be visible. I did not want to be exposed, and I did not want to be on a light. I was hiding. And this is part of me who remember all the other time I came out with my ideas or teaching or anything. So for me, it's important time. And my colleague joining me today to support me, to help me. And all together, we will lift this cover on those who came on earth from different places. On a soul level, there is no ours and theirs. We all souls. We have labels here on earth or maybe different places. I'm a human here on earth. I came from Russia. Here, I live in Canada. I may feel a little bit strange. I may look a little bit strange. But when I come home to Russia, I am among people who are the same. But we all, on a bigger picture, are souls. So let's help each other to be at home wherever we go. So this is what we'll try to do. Michael Newton talk about the souls who are feeling not at home in his books, especially in a destiny of souls. And he was saying that being a different or feel different in the environment, maybe because the soul is very, very new. It may be the soul still have imprints of the previous incarnations. It may be the soul that incarnated in a human body on earth for a long time already, but that particular body and that particular soul does not match well. Now, in our time, compared to time when Michael Newton did the research, there are different type of souls as well. The souls that are very comfortable in a human body. They know the rules of earth incarnations. They now to start to come to us for direction, what to do next. Their requests, I feel I've done everything what I could in my field. Is there anything else for me? I have some ideas, but I want a confirmation. Those souls did not go to psychotherapist or psychologist Michael Newton's, because his audience, his clientele was different. But the souls are coming to the Newton Institute now because they saw the opportunity to find out what else for them to do. We have the souls who are very comfortable in their body, and they are also came from different dimensions. They would say, I want to live my life as productive as possible. I need to know what I need to do, that I won't waste my time. And this is a different category or different agenda for the souls. So this is different compared to Michael Newton, but we still have the souls who are confused here. I have a client. No. I had a student before I was a music teacher in the first part of my life. I had a 4-year-old adorable little boy who loved to take piano lessons, and we had so much fun with him. When we were playing duets, let's say, he would play this way. This is his hands, and this is my hands. So he would play like this, checking every move, what I'm doing. And his fingers are flying. One day, he came 15 minutes earlier. The lesson is half an hour, 15 minutes, it's half of the time. And I was writing a report card. My thought was, oh, and then I take myself together and welcome him. But the boy read my initial reaction. He refused to have a session, to have a lesson. He came home and said, that's it, no more piano lessons for me. I am done with this. And mother called me in panic. I don't know what's happened. It's out of blue. And I ask to have one time with him, with mother, of course, and we are not playing. He may not even bring the books. He agreed, and I apologize And I explain, like I'm talking, not with a child. We talk soul to soul. Listen, you came 15 minutes earlier. This is my time. I'm working. And because you came, I have to stop working and play with you. And my initial reaction was that I have to stop working. That's that first. But then I like you so much, so I choose you and not to my work. So he understood, he continued our lessons. And this is what happened on an everyday basis with a lot of people who came, who are more sensitive. They could read the mind. And if they could read the mind, they very often have totally conflicting messages. The mind said one thing, oh, not again. And the mouse said, oh, hi, nice to meet you. How to figure out what is true. And this is again and again and again and again. And it's very confusing. And it's upsetting. And people become very confused, upset, very agitated, depressed. Everything you live and you don't know how to react to people. This is one of these little things that lead to more and more isolating. We don't talk about this subject openly, and there is nowhere you could discuss it. Discuss it positively without massaging the problem. Because the more we massage the problem, the more it's blossoming. What you could do, how we could help, that you will feel more at home. First, probably know the rules. Yes, humans are doing these things, not everyone, but it's happening. It's happening. And because you above the normal level of sensitivity, not normal, usual, let's say, you feel, you see behind the closed windows, you see what you're not supposed to see. In the evening, we close the windows. And what's happening inside, I'm sorry, I cannot shut it down. I try to do it, but I cannot shut it down. So we will think that every ding, it's a reminder that the spirit's talking to us. How about that? And they applauding us, kind of ding, okay? So then I wouldn't be worried about it. And we will continue. So how we get there, how we get better in knowing the rules. Probably talking about it in a positive way. One of my clients, and I will, I put her story into the book that Michael Newton created with us, the therapists. It's a story, it's called Life on a Wing, because this is what she was, a creature with the wings in her original form. And session by session, he got more and more comfortable to be here. Very advanced soul, did not want to go into the spiritual path. And her guides wanted. So what happened? She got sick and nothing helped but going to the spiritual side. So she learned that when she realized that she belongs somewhere, this is her words, help her to belong here on earth. So this is one thing. When you understand who are you and why you come here, it's much easier to do your job, because this is what we're doing. We're doing our job here. We are here in business trip. This is our business trip. Each of us have a business trip with their objective, with the goals, with the group of colleagues that you are working on that particular goal. But this is the business trip. We go somewhere, but then we come home. And if you understand that it is a business trip, yes, the circumstances could be difficult. The terrain could be impossible, but you keep going because you know you sign up for that. You sign up for that business trip. This is what you volunteer. And your performance connected with others. You cannot give up, because all the connection in your group with your colleagues, your family, your friends, your children, your parents, the close family and the bigger family will be disrupted if you suddenly out of the picture. So this is what you decide to do together. So let's do it. We going through the same thing. We know what you're going through. But it's getting better. It is getting better with time, with practice, and with understanding that this is your doing. This is your assignment. This is what you decide to do. Yes, I need a break now. Someone will please get in and share with me and with all the world.
I'd like to say something. I was very, very moved by your story about the little boy, because I felt myself like a small child as you were speaking, because we're all children inside somewhere. And the Michael Newton method is wonderful also, that during the decline, so to speak, into relaxation, we go through happy memories. Michael Newton found this wonderful way to not really to seek trauma memories, but maybe for that little boy, the happy memory would be then that there was this lady and she understood me and she brought me back, and then it was resolved and all that. So I mean, the child in me would want to have such a memory, and then it automatically works, as we know as LBL facilitators, that then the client goes deeper if a memory like that is resolved, like a neutral, happy memory. So it was really wonderful that you told the story. That's all I wanted to say now, and I leave it to my colleagues. to comment more.
Rifa, I was interested in your understanding from clients about their connection to places they've been before and how that influences them. I have had a couple of clients who've been on a planet where the planet itself was one that connected to them, that had a life energy, and that has influenced where they are now and how they interact with the world and how they interact with others. And I'm wondering what you've done or how you work with clients who have experiences and begin to remember where they were before here and how to integrate that or understand that now.
Mm-hmm. There is a method in Michael Newton's Life Between Lives methodology. It's a method. We go step by step. So we know the territory, but every time it's different. What we're doing, first we relax the person very carefully, very thoroughly. And then we go into the womb, this preparation time. And very often in a womb, the memory, the hidden memory is already open up. I had a client who said, oh my God, I'm adventurous soul from Sirius. And I behave here like a sick child asking for attention. I completely forgot who am I. The voice of the client changes when the soul coming through. The beauty of this, all the experiences is your experiences. The soul coming through you. And sometimes the voice changes. The energy in a room changes. So when this happens, it's all obvious. If this has not happened in a womb, I love this place, the womb, because you could find so many connections. Why did you decide to be born from that soul, from that mother? And the memory of other lifetimes come. We were together. Or I need completely different body. Or she is from my universe. It would be much easier for me. And then we ask about the nervous system. We ask about brain. And the questions we ask are all provided by this methodology. We add questions that need to ask, but most of the questions are provided by Michael Newton methodology. It's wonderful. One client said, oh, I love this brain. It is like Cadillac, or it's like a racing car. We could move from this thought to another thought. This is what I wanted for my goal. This kind of brain I was looking for. So there is understanding about why the body is important. We have sometimes witnessed that the client choose from 30 different bodies. And then lesser and lesser and lesser, and then 2, 3. Why did you choose the woman's body? Why did you choose the man's body? Why do you need to be so short? I'm very short. To be not threatening. That was the answer when I asked. Why do you need to be this way or that way? There is always a reason. And then we go to the past life just briefly to find out, to understand, have another point of reference. And then in a spirit world, very often when you get to the spirit world, if you are from different universe, you have the different exit. And sometimes the client said, when I go back from the incarnation, earth incarnation, I go this way. And when I coming back from different universes incarnation, here I'm turned to other side. So they are familiar what's happened. So they're familiar with territory. And this is what we're doing. We are guiding. We are like a guide in a tour. You know, I know this is a good restaurant. Let's stop there. I know the shortcut. We don't need to go all around. There is a way to go. This is what facilitators providing. I know the language and I know how to phrase the question. And when you find out that somewhere there is a home, they look the same and they feel the same, and it's all so familiar. You feel that the time on earth, it's just temporary setting, and this is where you have to go. You volunteer it, and you will come back. And next time it may be something else. This is a very beautiful way to find out where you belong. Did I answer your question, Diana?
Yes, I was really interested in how people adjust to being in this human body when they have been in other bodies, and when they're feeling uncomfortable, how do you adjust? And part of it is to understand the body that you're in and what it is here for and why you're here. So it isn't that you were sent to some place that was to harm you. You came here for a reason. And how do you learn? I think that's the important role that we're playing, is to help people learn what this incarnation is about. Regardless of where you came from, you're here now. And how do you make the most out of where you are now?
Mm-hmm. That's right. What's your thoughts, Rita, Sanela? Is there anything?
I think that definitely, as you mentioned before, we are here on a business trip. I totally agree. Actually, I used to say we are here on holiday, on vacation, and then we go home. No, it's a short time, and then we go home. We see things, we learn things, we learn something new, have good times, some bad times, but then we come back home. And no matter where in the universe we are from, we go to the same home. And this was my own experience with the clients, that no matter where their past lives were, or any other lives, in which universe, the Life Between Lives session was the same. They went back home, they met their guides, they went to their council of elders, they met their soul group. And some of them, it's interesting, some of them, while on Earth, they choose to work with energy. Maybe it's related with different planets, different systems, where they use energy in a different way. So they're trying to use energy in a different way on Earth. And also as part of their lesson, how to use this particular knowledge here on Earth. And this is really interesting to explore more. I don't know if you had any cases like this, Rifa.
Yes. I have a young woman around 30, and she works with the energy, and she works with to prepare the work for the client. She has to spend time, do research, do calculation. But inside, she knew exactly the answer. She knew it. She would write her initial impression and then spend 3-4 hours doing the work. And she came. We found out that in her dimension, in her universe, this is obvious, and she could read the person just looking at him or her. She could trust her initial reaction, initial knowledge. What we did, I asked her if there are anyone in her environment from the same universe. No, none. She's alone. And she felt alone all her life. And then the next question I ask, is there on planet Earth anyone from your dimension? Yes, there are 35 people. And we create a circle of these 35 souls. And she felt the energy of this circle. This is the souls from her dimension. It's new for them. They just started to come to Earth. And these 35 volunteers experiencing the same thing as my client is. And they create the bond. They know about each other. They could come and call for this circle at any time they need to. This is the agreement, because each of the souls was ecstatic to find that members from their universe. So this is the support group was formed right there. And she emailed me later, and she said that it's much easier now. It's much easier. She knows she has her support group. She knows where she belongs. She could lean on her abilities that are much more precise and clear right now as she starts to exercise them. So this is one of these beautiful examples. And there is another example. It's a different story. With me, last month, I was struggling with sinus infection. And it was very interesting sinus infection because it was just running around on my neck here, the chakra, the voice chakra, and it did not go away. So we play hide and seek for a month. And then I start to talk about it, to share with other people. And I notice the more I share it with, I don't know what it does, it want me to do. But this is kind of playing with me, keeping my attention on my neck here. And I notice it's getting better. So every time I kind of ask this question casually, what do you want to do? It's getting better. And then I realize this is another task that they want me to do. And obviously I'm not doing. And this is the chain of clues that universe, my spirit guides gave me. We always have clues. We're not paying attention to the clues, but they are always there. The first clue, many years ago, I had a side effect from some drugs, and I was lying down on a floor and I could not move my head. I could move the whole body, but my head was there. And I was very peaceful, and it was a peaceful experience, but I could not move my head. The next clue was I went to hypnotherapist to do some work, and she said, 1, 2, 3, there is a 3 steps and it will be door ahead. Walk the steps. And I'm hesitant. And she said, did you start to walk the steps? I said, no, I cannot move. Why you cannot move? Because I'm lying down. I put my head on the first step, the same position, but my body is so weak, so small, especially the neck. The head is huge. So she said, okay, let's go other way. And we never come back to that. But the memory stayed. I have 2 clues already. I had my side effect that I could not move my head. I had this one. And many years ago, in 2019, I drew a picture. Sanela, could you show the picture? I drew the picture. And so this is my psychic drawing. And that was a very interesting creature. This creature has a very thin neck, very long and very thin, huge head. And I was over there on the left, I was that creature who was lying down on the stairs and could not move. But then I start to bring the color. And I realized, oh my God, I don't need all this big, strong body because it's all energy. So the energy hold my neck. It just camouflage, almost like a sock. The energy hold my neck. And here, when I come to Earth, I didn't have this energy. So my neck could not stay strong. So this is another clue. And several years later, we decide that we are going to have this presentation, and my neck is getting totally upset, wild, in panic. That would be the word, in panic. And this is, they led me slowly, clue by clue by clue, they led me that I need to talk. I need to get more time to talk to people. I need to open up. And when I figure out that this is the case, I woke up totally clear. Magic? It's looked like a magic, but there is a preparation. There is a clues. We all have clues. We all have these little signals, whether you read some line in a newspaper, in the internet, whether someone said something or mentioned something. It's all clues. So start to collect your clues. Maybe it will get you from one step to another step to another step to another step. It may last a couple of years. It depends how responsive you are. I was not, but you may be more responsive. So this is my story about the clues. Do you have the story to tell, Rita?
Yes, I would, but can I ask you, thank you for the question, but I would take the opportunity to ask you, Rifa, because you've been working with these methods for such a long time, and you met Michael Newton, and yes, and you had so many clients. Could you share with us about, the topic we are talking that you're presenting? Have you seen any changes over the years since the days of Michael? You already talked about it a little bit, but I'm thinking of this searching for this support groups and to be empowered by knowing who you are deep inside. That's why a lot of people come to us. And those who don't feel at home in this on this earth, have you felt like it has for you increased the number of people who feel confused on this earth, or is it, can you say something about that? I'm curious to know about that from your long experience.
There are more souls now coming to Earth, and they're coming to help, to be curious, to experience it. And people want answer. People want to understand what's happening here. And suicide, it's an easy way since we have free will, but it's not the way the soul would experience with approval, because we're here to do the job. This is what you're asking. We're here to do the job. So let's do the job. Let's do the job. Let's open up and do the job to feel comfortable, to the point that you feel comfortable. That client I wrote about in Michael Newton's collection of stories that we provided. She now got married. She never married before. She is working with other people. She is building her house. She is fully recovered. She is fully recovered when she opened up that she is who she is, and this is her assignment here. So this is the best way to acknowledge, yes, I'm in place. I'm here, and let's help each other.
Yes.
And the Michael Newton's method is a wonderful, very peaceful, very safe and exciting way to open up. Who are you really? why you come here? What is that you want to do here? And this is very good start. Very good start, because the similar people will come. It would be more powerful. It would be more exciting. And you won't feel yourself outsider anymore.
I had a client who, this was fairly early on in my practice, who felt disconnected to some people and connected to others. And when we went between lives and went home, she found that among her soul group, there was a cat-like figure. And she ended up interacting with that figure and ended up going to her planet. And when she was on the planet, she began to identify how she interacts with others. And so we began to bring in the people in her life that she felt connected to and not connected to see if they were like her or different than her. And so she was able to identify that the people who were like her understood how she interacted and her flow of energy. And those who weren't like her, she didn't interact with. So it gave her some grounding in how to connect with others, because she recognized what you could look for or feel in others. And this was a clue that she didn't have before she went on the journey. She was just trying to figure it out. And she was a very non-traditional person. So at the time she came to see me, she had just been in a triad relationship with a man and a woman, and didn't understand why she connected with one and not the other. And so once she started to look at this, she found that the man was someone who connected to her on this energetic level in the same way, and the woman didn't. And so she started to investigate why this kind of relationship. What was it about the relationship that matched her? And so she was able to understand sexuality and sensuality and her emotional connection, because she went to the planet and could feel the connections. And so she was able then to look at her current relationship issues and understand them from that perspective. So it gave her a new context. And I think when people ground into the context that they're working with and understand it, then they can take that and they can interact with others in a different way, because they understand what they're looking for or what the connectors feel like. And I think the more that we understand those fundamental parts of us and how we connect emotionally, that it then brings new information, so we can bring that into our current life. And I think that there are a number of souls who are coming here now who connect differently than people who have been souls who have been on the earth for a long time, and who may feel disconnected because they've lost their memory of where they've been. They just haven't found that yet in this lifetime. And so they're seeking, how do I connect? What are the things that connect me? Because they feel in the way that they feel, but they don't feel that the people around them are like that. How do you help someone explore explore those emotional connections and why they feel disconnected? What's your experience with that?
My experience with this similar. So I try to find with them the reference point.
Mm-hmm.
That little boy, my little piano student, will know now that he could read the mind. His parents will know that the child can read their mind. And so the dynamic in their family would be different now.
Mm-hmm.
And the boy could say, Mom, I know you're thinking about da, 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 da. And there is no need to deny or lie. So this is what we're exploring, the referent point, because some are feeling the energy of color. And when I see you, I see one color or one shade of color. And that's enough for me to relate to you because I know it's safe. Some goes on a inner knowing. Inner knowing, we could trust this inner knowing because the intuition, we're talking more and more about the intuition. And it's kind of, oh, it's intuition, it's just happened. No, intuition, this is your inner knowledge talking to you. So you could trust your intuition, initial reaction. And we find the examples where the intuition tells this or something different, and how it's play in a life.
Wonderful, Rifa and dear colleagues. The time has gone so fast and already an hour has passed. I cannot believe it. I would like to continue for many hours more. Is there anything more we can conclude now? It's been really so interesting to listen to you, Rifa, and have this discussion. You want to say some last words, Rifa, to our listeners?
Yes. We all souls. We come here. It does not matter where we spent the time before. Right now, it's up to us to enjoy the time when we are in the body. This is luxury. To experience, to feel, to smell, to taste. This is very special incarnation for us. It's a very special experience, and it gives you unique perspective. One guide, the elder, said, go learn how to be human and learn how to enjoy life like humans do. So we do something different here on earth. And in the spirit world, it's valuable. Enjoy it when you have this life. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you, my colleagues, to support me.
Thank you so much, Rifa. And if the people who are listening are interested in having a session, they can find a facilitator on the Newton website by going to newtoninstitute.org. And you can click on the Find a Facilitator button and perhaps contact one of us or contact another facilitator. But this is an open opportunity for anyone to explore where they came from and how they fit in and how to have joy in this lifetime.